Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank you so very much for your prayers. My hip replacement in July went very well, and my knee replacement, which took place last Thursday, has also gone well. I attribute all of that to your prayers. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your prayers. As you well know, God answers prayer. With that said, we wanted to communicate with you today concerning our decision 2 weeks ago to close the church for 2 Sundays, which covered a 3-week period, and also to discuss the reopening of the church, which is set to take place this coming Sunday morning, October the 4th. First of all, we are all walking through this together. We as elders here at Calvary are in reality little sheep leading little sheep. And so we all keep our eyes on the Good Shepherd and pray for his leading on these matters and purpose to be sensitive to his Spirit as he guides us through this. Nearly 3 weeks ago, we had a number of people in our fellowship who contracted COVID. And after some investigation, it seemed clear to our leaders and staff that these cases did not originate as a result of people attending a Sunday morning worship service at Calvary. A group of men and women enrolled in our U-Turn program attended a conference in South Carolina where it was later discovered some leaders had COVID. As a result, some of the men at our U-Turn house tested positive, and the entire house quarantined immediately, as they should have. Additionally, a separate group of people from our church had been together for a non-church event along with other people from outside our church, and as a result, a number of that group came down with COVID as well. We as leaders looked at these individuals who were quarantining themselves, and we just did not have a peace about continuing church services while these people were still within their quarantine period. We wanted to allow enough time for the quarantine to be over and then do a reset, as it were, and begin services again once these quarantine periods were completed. And so this coming Sunday, October 4th, will be our first Sunday back. Our plans are to begin exactly as we ended, with all services, Sunday school classes, weekly studies, beginning at the church once again, exactly as we were prior to 2 Sundays ago. The only exception of this that we are aware of at this point is the youth group who is not yet meeting. We will purpose to keep you up to date on when that group will begin meeting again. And concerning cleaning, we wanted to let you know that before each service, the ladies from the women's shelter sterifab the chairs in the sanctuary and do a quick cleaning of the bathrooms, including the handicap bathroom. They wipe down all the handrails in the stairwells, and they wipe down the doorknobs in the sanctuary, the narthex, and in the lobby area. And this has been our procedure that we followed since opening our church back on Sunday mornings in June. So again, all of the Sunday and weekly activities that were in place prior to the closing will be reopening, including the weekly Bible studies and other groups that meet at church on a regular basis. The only exception, as we said, to this that we are aware of at this point is a youth group who is not yet meeting. We will again purpose to keep you up to date on when that group will begin meeting as well. We would also like to reiterate that if some of you have any of the symptoms associated with COVID, we ask that you participate from home online instead of attending live. Although this almost goes without saying, we still owe it to all of you to say it nonetheless. Also, if you have close family members that you are in regular contact with who have any of the comorbidities associated with this virus, for their sake, we would also encourage you to consider to continue to worship from home. And lastly, one bell that I continue to ring is that we need to continue to be gracious with one another concerning this pandemic. I have never, you have probably never, seen an event like this where there are so many varied and strong and even polar opposite opinions on this subject. And although we may feel that the information that we have received is the correct information, My guess is that 2 or 3 years from now, we will probably see that some of the information we received and our resulting conclusions we formed about this pandemic were incorrect. So let's be gracious enough to consider the fact that no one has the absolute truth on this subject. No one but God. In Philippians 2:3, Paul says, "Let nothing be done through selfish ambition or conceit, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem others better than himself." Thank you. We so appreciate and love all of you and look forward to the day when we will be able to gather once again without the backdrop of these COVID concerns. Won't that be wonderful? We love you and look forward to seeing you soon. God bless you all.